This article here is not fresh off the press, but it's not old either. It's about from April 20th, 2024. It's called Johnny Depp Says He's Not Remotely Close to Normal and Fame Can Do Funny Things to a Man from the Standard. Let's see what they got. I never actually covered this one, so I figured I'd get to it. Before I do, want to give Denise Clark a huge shout out. Thank you so much for the donation. It's a big help. Controversial film star Johnny Depp has opened up about the pitfalls of fame. I don't like the way they frame that about Johnny being controversial. I mean, at one point, I guess maybe technically before everything went to court, but not anymore. I mean, and not to certain people, but from the perspective of a normal person who didn't know what was going on, okay, maybe. But yeah, we're past that, guys. The Edward Scissorhands actor, 60, was once the toast of Hollywood, but the fallout from his marriage to former wife Amber Heard cost him greatly. Yeah, not the best framing here, Standard. And then they go on to say he lost the UK libel case. What are we talking about here, man? The article is supposed to be Johnny Depp says he's not remotely close to normal. His opinion about life, maybe a bit abstract or something like that. Why are we talking about this history still? This is what I like to point out. When people kind of drop off and say, Johnny's back, it's all over, everything's back to normal. Well, not quite, because you've got stuff like this out there. While big film studios in the US appear to have turned their backs on him, including dropping him from Fantastic Beasts, he describes himself now as very lucky. Alright, so were they using that whole spiel to lead up to him saying he was very lucky? I mean, not really. You could say something a lot more vague. Like Johnny's had some troubles in court, he was accused of things he didn't do, and despite all that stress and loss, he says he's very lucky. You don't have to go into some history lesson. Insisting that he can't complain about anything, Depp does admit that being in the spotlight can do funny things to a man. The thing hits you, and then you can't go anywhere without people looking at you, he mused to Metro, and that's a very interesting way to grow up, but after 38 years of something like that, yeah. So they're not even using their own original content and setting it up with garbage. They're actually quoting Metro, some other publication, and setting it up with garbage. The first thing that's really mad is to expect anyone who's lived in that kind of situation to be anything remotely close to normal. Now, to make matters worse, I wasn't normal before that, so I've had to adapt my world into the way that I have to live. How do I live? I live behind windows, I live behind car windows, train windows, plane windows, hotel windows, effing windows, he added. Okay, I've never seen that quote. And yeah, it is kind of true. All of us are just living behind windows here, and this internet and this screen is just another window, basically. Then I've got a window over there. I can see outside. It's actually a nice view, but it is a window. And then I get on the train, and there's windows, and I go to work, and there's windows. So, yeah, I guess you could say windows are kind of annoying. Depp made his remarks while promoting new film Jean de Barry, in which he portrays the historical French ruler King Louis. So, did they actually leave out a word promoting his new film, the new film? All right. The French language flick, which is showing in UK cinemas from Friday, opened last year's Cannes Film Festival and had box office success across mainland Europe. Well, there's a good way to start the article, not end the article. But I guess the Standard here is filled with geniuses. Interesting quote from Johnny. I've never heard that window quote. So I gotta wonder why they started with the trash in the beginning. The regurgitated stuff that we've been hearing for years. On one hand, there are some people, I guess, that don't know. The entire world hasn't gotten all the info. But on the other hand, it seems like they're just trying to make it out to be as bad as possible, as terrible as possible. Ooh, this controversial guy. So good. A great quote from Johnny, but unfortunately, not the best context. I'll remember that about the Standard. I've seen them a few times, but I don't know them so well. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.